So the other day, my daughter asked me to take and do a video, and I haven't been able to get it off my mind for the past 2 weeks. And what she wanted me to do is take and just kind of go through all my camera stuff that I've accumulated. And I thought that was a pretty good idea. So this is kind of my story of sticking with Canon or 9 years and what I've been able to put together, what I enjoy, what I don't, what made me take an upgrade and make changes along the way. So way back in the day, I took and bought me my very first one. This is a Canon T2i. Came out about 9 years ago, and this has been kind of my camera up until about a year and a half ago. Okay, so when I bought it, I was just shooting a bridge camera. Okay, I think it was Kodak at the time, and that Kodak camera was not the best. Take it to Talladega or other places, and if there was any type of a movement in the scene, it would take and have a rolling shuttle and skew all your pictures to one way or the other. And the batteries for it at the time were not rechargeable, and I decided, let me take an upgrade to something. And this camera was kind of the new kid on the block. It was either this or a Nikon. I forgot the Nikon model I was looking at the time, but I decided to go ahead and do Canon. Okay, and over 9 years, I've accumulated several different lenses. Okay, and a couple of other models in the past year and a half, 2 years. But for the most part, everything I've shot has been off of this Canon T2i. When I first got it, it came with the regular old kit lens. Okay, the little 18 to 55. And I shot with this for about 2 years. At the beginning, I didn't know the difference between aperture and shuttle and all that type of stuff, but this was able to take and get me through, okay, to where I enjoyed it. But then I quickly learned the downsides of this lens. Most of it dealt with taking and being inside. Okay, I'm one of those people that I take and shoot Thanksgiving, Christmas, kids' birthday parties. Okay, just regular Joe. So taking and using this lens, especially indoors when there's not a lot of light, I missed a lot of shots. So after about 2 years, I changed over to this right here. So this is a Sigma 17 to 50. It's a 2.8 lens. Okay. And this saved me from having to take and feel like I've had to upgrade sooner than I did. Nice and sharp, good amount of zoom for taking and doing a thing. No, it's about the same as this lens, but taking and having that 2.8 aperture took and allowed me to take and shoot my family's events. I did a couple weddings with it. I've done a whole bunch of things with that lens, and this lens has been my money-saving lens. Out of everything I've ever took and purchased, out of any camera accessories or anything, this one lens took and did me well for a very, very long time. So after I took and picked up a replacement for the kit lens, because and my recommendation is, if you're still shooting with the kit lens, okay, and you're looking to take and enjoy your shooting with the camera, you probably run into the same issues that I was doing. Bad low light performance, okay, and you'd hit the shuttle and it would take and wait a very long time before it will finish taking that photo, and you would have a lot of blurry images, either by your hand taking and moving or whatever you're taking a picture of, a niece, a nephew, son, daughter. It would take and somebody would move, and then you get home and look at your photos and everything would be blurry. That Sigma 70 to 50 2.8 did very well for me, and I still have it on the T2i, as whenever I pick up the camera to this day, this is the lens that is still on it, and I still use it. So So if you have an old Canon camera, okay, and you want to get into photography again because you just haven't done it, this would be a way to do it. Okay. I don't really know what current prices are on them, but I'm sure you can pick them up brand new or used. If you can, go ahead. After that, I took and needed a zoom lens. Okay. I used to do a lot more hiking and camping and those types of things, and I'd go places, and 50 is not a lot of reach. Okay, if you're just doing regular photos, okay, that lens would be doing you just fine. But every once in a while, you want to take and reach out and touch something. And so this is a Tamron 70-300 4 to 5.6, and it has a macro function too. Okay. This lens right here was my false kind of telephoto zoom lens, and this lens right here, lightweight for what it is, it's nice and small. So if you need to throw it in a pack, you can. Comes with a little lens hood. Okay. And I've gone to air shows. I've done shot across fields. Okay, been in the back of churches and been able to take and use this lens for a whole bunch of things. I think at the time I took and paid $85-$90 for this lens. Okay, and that was my telephoto up until I upgraded everything about a year and a half ago. Between this and that Sigma, that was probably 7 years worth of kit. So over the past 2 years, I kind of have changed a couple of things. As I went through a phase where I wanted some prime lenses. The false prime lens I got was a Canon 50mm 1.8. Okay, called the Nifty 50. Everybody has seen them. Okay, and this for a prime lens, okay, has a lot of advantages over even that Sigma 2.8. When it takes and comes to that shallow depth of field and getting a specific look. And this was kind of my false intro to prime lenses. If you have an APS-C, okay, and you want to try one out, this is a cheap way to get into it. Okay, and I have had a lot of fun with it. And this can walk on full frame also, and I have a full frame over here I'll get to in a couple minutes. And after this, I took and wanted to take and try out a different one. I chose to take and go with the 24. The 50-1.8 is great for doing portraits. Okay, so if I know I'm going to go someplace and doing portraits, okay, graduation, doing something along the lines, well, I'm going to do some headshots of people. I always end up bringing this one. But sometimes you just want one focal length as a walk around lens, okay, kind of like a point and shoot kind of experience, and that's kind of what my thought process was. So I decided to take and grab this 24mm. Okay, it's a 24mm. I think it's a 2.8 also. Yeah, it's a 2.8. And I grabbed this one, okay, and put it on the T2i, and I enjoyed it. I don't really shoot this lens that often. Okay, most of the time I had my zoom, and if I knew I was going someplace where I was going to take and do portraits, I would take the 50, just for that blown out background look. I don't really shoot with primes too often. Most of the time I'm going to places like zoos, okay, downtown, may go to the lake, a beach, wherever, and I don't enjoy shooting with primes for those types of scenarios. I like zooms. That's just kind of what I do. And then I wanted to take and try out a different one, so I got the 85. Okay, This is the ultrasonic 85. I think it's a 1.8 also. And this one, whenever I put it on the T2i, yeah, it blew out the background a little bit more, but the downside to it on the APS-C type bodies is you have to get so far back, it's almost uncomfortable taking and shooting somebody with this, especially if you're in a busy area. So if you're at a zoo, for instance, this would not be the lens to take. Now, if you want to take pictures of your friends and family that went with you, okay, let's be too much distance between you and whenever you're shooting, and gets that awkward scenario where people are wanting to go in between you, okay, because there'll be so much space, and then mess up your shot. So after I bought this one, I didn't take and use it for a very long time. It's not my favorite. Okay, so it's sat on the shelf until I purchased a full frame, which is the newest of the purchases. So about a year and a half ago, I've had all these lenses, so I decided I was going to take an upgrade. So I upgraded to a 70-70. Okay. The reasons I wanted this was because I wanted to try out dual pixel autofocus. I wanted to try out the little flip screen and touch screen. And the other thing I wanted to take and ended up trying with this one was the faster shutter speed. The Canon T2i, it only does 2 or 3 frames a second and continuous, so if you just hold down the little button and you let it go, it's not very fast. Okay, it's good if you just go and you click and click and click. This one goes much faster. Okay, I think it does 7 frames a second or something like that. And I didn't really think too much about the little flippy touchscreen, okay, that it ends up having. Taking and using this, okay, for photos, that's come in very handy. So if you are looking to upgrade, okay, I do recommend getting pretty much any model that has flipping touchscreen. So that would be what, the T6i's and 60D's and above. It was kind of what I was looking at. I was able to find this one for a decent price. Okay, I thought about the 80D, but it was a little bit more expensive when I was looking, and this had most of what I was going to look for. And at the same time, I took and upgraded this. Okay, I was able to find my 2 new zoom lenses. So one I bought to be on this camera most of the time is a 18-135 USM. The Nano USM. Okay, I know there's a STM version of this, but I wanted to go ahead and try the newer technology. Okay, and I've been happy with it. Okay, I can't really say too much bad about it. I think I bought it off eBay. It was less than $200, and about the same price for the STM. My thought process on having this lens was if I was going someplace, knowing that I was probably going to want to have a zoom, my old system with the Sigma 17-50, okay, and my Tamron lens, okay, I would always take and have to bring both of these lenses just because the 50 didn't give me the reach I wanted. So I took and purchased this one just so I can take and reach out a little bit further with one lens in a package. And this does good. It also focuses very nicely with the 70-70 on the video. Okay, and I don't do a lot of video. I do mostly photos. But having the 70-70 where it would actually track and pull things into focus automatically is a big advantage over the old T2i where I'd have to sit there and manually focus things. So the 70-70 and this 18-135 has been a good kit for me, and this is the lens that sits on the 70-70 whenever I have it on the shelf. Same time I did that, I wanted to upgrade the 70-300 Tamron lens that I was shooting with for years and years and years. So I was looking around, and I found this one. Still the Nano USM, okay, just like the 18-135 over here. This one does 70-300. The little LCD screen up here that kind of shows you where you zoomed out on the ring, okay, and all that type of stuff. To me, that's a gimmick. I have never been anywhere and actually used it, okay. But this one, with the stabilization it has on it, it really does take and beat this old Tamron. It didn't have any stabilization, so this has been my upgrade for that. I forgot exactly what the f-stop numbers are on it, but whenever I take and use a zoom lens, typically it's outside, it's bright sunny days, and or snowing outside or something like that. So I don't really take and worry about it too much. And it is a variable, I think so, 3.5 to 5.6 on the low end. And for photos, having that range is not a problem. Okay. So that one and that one with the 77D was purchased about 2 years ago, and I've always held that APS-C and full frame stuff. So I just recently picked up this Canon 5D Mark II, okay, as a kit. Took and came in with a 28-135 USM lens. Okay, it's an older lens. If I have the image stabilization turned on it and I'm hand holding, okay, you can slightly hear the little modals trying to stabilize the lens on it. And I've always wanted to try out full frame, okay, and up until recently I haven't really been able to see the advantages of taking and spending the extra money on full frame. For most photos, I think the APS-C is great. You can take and do so much with it. It's been able to do all my photos for years and years and years. But one thing about the full frame, okay, with the 5D Mark II is when it takes and comes to either 85mm or the 50mm on prime lenses when you're taking and doing photos of individuals, okay, these two lenses, okay, on the full frame, they do look better. They look so much better than my old T2i, okay, and my 85mm on it, I actually use it now. Okay, well before on the APS-C bodies, either the 77D or the T2i, I really wasn't using this one a whole bunch. On a full frame, though, it makes it so much better and easier to use. I don't think I spent more than $300 on any of these lenses that I've accumulated over the years. The T2i paid full retail when it first came out, and it was a lot of money. This one I bought, the 77D, I bought refurbished, okay, at a great discount. I think it was like $300 off when I bought that. And the T2i, I mean the 5D Mark II, with flash and lens and all the batteries and stuff, I think I paid $450 for it once it was said and done. Talking about flashes. Okay, the 5D Mark II took and came with a flash. Somebody was getting rid of the whole kit for some reason. Came with this 430 EX2. Whenever I got this one, took and gave my daughter my older flash. I don't have it with me here since she has it. It was a 550 EX. And out of everything on the table, I think a flash will take and save photos more than upgrading your camera will. Also took and thought about taking and upgrading the actual flash I was using kind of as my main flash. So I got a 470 EX. I think the whole AI automatically moving the thing is kind of a gimmick. Most of the time you're not going to use it. And sometimes it's more frustrating because the modals will want to take and put them in some sort of orientation at a time. You may not want to. Then you gotta fiddle around with it and get it to do what you want to. But this flash is it's nice and bright. My opinion is if you're doing photos or a wedding, or you're shooting low light, get a flash so that you can take and get pictures of your friends and family very easily. And I think that having one of these, okay, is very good. I don't care. All my flashes I've ever used has been Canon. Okay, so I had the 550, which is a very old one. Okay, my daughter's using it now, and I bought the 470. Okay, and I just acquired another 430. They're great for even shooting photos outside. You don't get the dark shadows underneath people's eyes. You can knock all that out, and then when you go and edit your photos, if that's kind of your thing, then you don't have to really worry about it. So currently, if I didn't want to, is kind of my new toy. Okay, I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more. Okay, when it came out, I was, like most people, taking a look at the specs and what it could do, and was like, that would be awesome. And I was able to pick it up for $450. So ever since it came out, I've been looking at getting one, and I finally got one, and I'm looking forward to 7 more years of shooting with it. My favorite camera that makes everything easy for me right now is 77D. So if I want to take and try something like doing ND filters on the end of the lens, go do some waterfall pictures, has some HDR modes in it, which are kind of fun to play with. Or if I'm going someplace where taking it and shooting, I just want to throw it in auto, okay, hand it between me and my wife or whoever, okay, and just make it easy. This camera, between having the touchscreen on the back, so you can just sit there and say, oh, focus in on that flower, that pulsing over there. Having that touchscreen capabilities has been wonderful. And if you're thinking about taking upgrading, I wouldn't steer you away from this at all. Okay. If you have an old camera like this T2i, and you want to get back into doing some photos, you want to take and enjoy shooting again, and the only lens you've ever had was this old 18 to 55. Okay. Upgrading your lens, okay, I wouldn't. I'd look at this 70 to 50 2.8 because that was my money-saving lens for a very long time. Didn't look at a whole bunch of this other stuff until I wanted to do something specific, and that did it. I still take and have